The Minnesota Timberwolves are shocking the world. The Denver Nuggets were considered by many to be the favorite going into this series, but lo and behold, the Wolves not only have a commanding 2-0 lead, but they won the first two games on the road. Game 1 was a close victory, and they embarrassed the defending champions in Game 2, winning by nearly 30 points. Anthony Edwards has led the way, averaging 35 points per game, but this dismantling of the Denver Nuggets is a total team effort. This video will break down the key factors in the Timberwolves' early dominance in this series. Let's start off with Anthony Edwards. He's been one of the top stars in the playoffs, and in this series, he's going nuclear. The Nuggets are poorly equipped to contain Edwards. Their top on-ball defender is KCP, who's good on a defensive end, but he's no match for Ant's one-on-one. And the Wolves also use switches to create mismatches, which makes it even easier for him to score. Ant has been feasting in the paint. The Nuggets don't have great interior defenders, with Jokic not being much of a shot blocker, so Ant is often unchallenged when he gets in the paint. Not only is Edwards dominating from the inside, but he's also on fire from beyond the arc. If given even an inch of space, he'll just let it fly and knock it down. The hot three-point shooting forces defenders to guard him tight, making it easier for him to get to the basket. Ant is also cooking from the mid-range. The Wolves have run plenty of pick and rolls and handoff plays to get Ant going downhill, and when the big man drops back, Ant will just raise up and hit the midi pull-up. He's got incredible footwork to get to his spots in the mid-range and shoot fadeaways. A lot of these shots are well defended with a defender or even two defenders getting a hand up, but it doesn't matter because Ant is a tough shot maker. He's also very big and strong, so he'll often use his size to exploit smaller players in the post. The way Ant is playing, he's been by far the best player in this series, and if that trend continues, the Nuggets will be looking at an early vacation. Not only is Anthony Edwards going off, but Karl Anthony Towns is also doing his part. In last year's gentleman's sweep in the first round to Denver, Cat underachieved, but in this year's playoffs, Cat has brought his A game. The self-proclaimed best shooting big man ever has lit Denver up from deep, draining 54% of his threes in the series. At 7 feet tall, Cat often has a big height advantage over his defender, allowing him to raise up and knock it down unbothered. Cat is also using the threat of his outside shot to get to the rim, and he's been unstoppable driving to the basket. In Game 1, Ant got Minnesota off to a hot start, but in Game 2, it was Cat that set the tone early with his aggressiveness. Overall, Anthony Edwards and Karl Anthony Towns have been a completely overwhelming 1-2 punch for Denver to defend. The third leading scorer for Minnesota in this series has been Reid. Reid was the NBA Sixth Man of the Year this season, and he's kept up that incredible off-the-bench production in the playoffs. This has proven to be a major advantage for the Timberwolves since Denver has one of the NBA's lowest scoring bench units. And not only is Reid providing a scoring punch off the bench, but his buckets have also been timely. In Game 1, Reid scored 12 points in the fourth quarter, which helped the Timberwolves to close out the Nuggets. The Wolves are getting great production from their top offensive players, but just as important has been their defense. Minnesota led the NBA in defensive rating in the regular season and so far in the playoffs. They've collectively shut down a Nuggets offense that has looked unstoppable over the past 2 seasons. They're pulling this off thanks to great defensive personnel, high intensity, and amazing teamwork. The Wolves' rotation is filled with excellent perimeter defenders with size, length, and athleticism. They've got quick feet and active hands, which is forcing Denver into a lot of turnovers, and they're turning this into fast breaks on the other end of the court. Their rotations and help defense is excellent, forcing Denver into heavily contested shots. Oftentimes, Denver can't even get a shot off, getting forced into shot clock violations. Even when Denver does score, they're not getting anything easy. In Game 2, Minnesota was without their 3-time Defensive Player of the Year Rudy Gobert due to the birth of his son, and Denver was still held to just 80 points on 35% shooting, which shows that this defensive massacre is a total team effort. Nikola Jokic has never looked this uncomfortable on offense. Throughout the past several years, the Joker has put up otherworldly numbers in the playoffs. He's made torching elite defenses look like child's play, yet the Wolves are making him look mortal. Through 2 games in the series, Jokic is averaging 24 points per game, but on just 42% shooting and turning the ball over 5 times a game, much worse than his regular averages. The Wolves have 3 big bodies to throw at Jokic between Cat, Gobert, and Reid. Because each of these guys match up well with Jokic defensively, the Wolves are mostly letting him go one-on-one. They're not stopping Jokic from scoring, but what they are doing is preventing him from getting anything easy. They're not letting Jokic get all the way to the rim on his post-ups and forcing contested shots from about 8 feet away. This has made him a lot less efficient. When Jokic does get all the way to the rim, the Wolves are collapsing the paint and forcing difficult shots and turnovers. The Joker often punishes help defenses with alley-oop passes to Aaron Gordon, but Rudy Gobert can use that monster 7'9" wingspan to deflect lob passes, saving the Wolves 2 points. The Wolves are allowing Jokic to shoot from deep, and they're fine with this since he's only shooting about 20% from long range in this series. They'll live with Jokic shooting, just nothing easy inside. The physical defense and heavy minutes is also wearing Jokic down, which is definitely contributing to his declining play. Someone's going to have to bail Jamal Murray out because the Timberwolves have him in jail. Through 2 games, Murray is averaging just 12 points per game on 28% shooting from the field and 25% from deep. The Wolves are guarding him with big athletic defenders like Anthony Edwards, Jaden McDaniels, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. For Ant to carry such an offensive load and also take a tough defensive assignment like Jamal Murray is nothing short of incredible, and he's done a fantastic job. But the top defender on Murray has been Jaden McDaniels. He's fighting hard through screens and getting back in the play. Jamal Murray isn't just comfortably walking into mid-range pull-ups out of the pick and roll. McDaniel is navigating through the picks and getting a hand up on his shots. When Murray is able to get by his initial defender, he's met with help defense, which is causing him to miss fire on his layups. All in all, the Wolves are holding Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic far below their regular production, which is a big reason Denver just can't get it going on offense. Anyway guys, that's going to be the end of this breakdown. The Timberwolves have put the Denver Nuggets in a really tough spot. Now, plenty of teams have come back from an 0-2 hole before, but it's a lot harder to do when you lose your first 2 home games and then you have to win the next 2 on the road. The way the Timberwolves are playing right now, they don't just look like they're going to get by this series. They look like a serious threat to win the championship. But now I want to hear from you guys. What do you think of how the Timberwolves have been playing in this series and in the playoffs? And do you think they're going to end up winning the championship? Let me see your thoughts down below in the comment section. Guys, if you enjoyed this breakdown and want to see more just like it, please drop a like on the video and hit that subscribe button because I'm going to continue to do plenty of breakdowns just like this throughout the playoffs. Anyway, that's going to be it for me. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you guys next video.